And good afternoon from Columbia College. It's the Sophie Cunningham Classic, and it's the Sunday edition. As we've had 3 days down here, the Blue Devils have enjoyed 2 of the days, as this is the Mecca Game pregame show. Of course, Jeff Wellman here, Dave Pettit driving home back to Rockford. He'll join us on Tuesday, and Moline as the Quincy High Blue Devils will travel to Wharton Fieldhouse on that one. Yesterday, it was a great ball game as the Blue Devils came back after being down in the first quarter, 12-7. At halftime, it was 27-22. Devils were still down. After 3, they were down, but the Devils would close out, tie the ball game at 48, and then in overtime run off 16 points, win 16-13 for a final of 64-61 in that ball game. Leading the way yesterday was Miley Longcourt. She had 20, 14 from Jada Brown, and 13 from Cameron Byquist, who we weren't sure was even going to make it. And then on top of it, Kate Medemeyer played a great game. Chloe Nicholson, she only had 7 points. Check that, 7 rebounds to go with 8 points, 3 assists, and 3 block shots as well. So good ball game. Jada fouled out late in the game, but more importantly on the other side, Deja Scott had fouled out at 3:23 left in the ball game. She fouled out with 17 points. Today, the Devils, with their 13-5 record, will take on the Strafford Indians. They won last night. Last thing I had was 10-4 for their record, and some good ball players out there. We had a chance to talk to Coach. When we come back, we'll have the coach's comments brought to you by Kunis Auto Group, Kunis Honda, and Kunis Hyundai. Faith, family, and giving back. This is Blue Devil basketball right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
For many, your home and auto are 2 of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiberg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Now time for the coach's comments, brought to you by Kunis Auto Group. That's Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai, faith, family, and giving back. And with me, Brad Dance, head coach of the Blue Devils. And 2 games down here. We got the first one out of the way with an overtime. Great victory yesterday against Principia. That was only their 2nd loss of the season. Girls had to feel pretty good about the game. Great overtime.
Yeah, they were really pleased, especially in that second half. You know, like we talked about after the game yesterday, we started kind of back on our heels, but then we got better as the game went on, and we were more the aggressor, and you know, we kind of did what we wanted to or needed to do in the 4th quarter, and then in overtime we kind of took care of it. But you know, we had some silly things down the stretch that made it a little closer than it needed to be, but we fought through and found a way to win. Well,
that's what we talked about too. Early in the game, we were throwing long passes as we direct the girls over here. As we had long passes, weren't coming to meet the passes, and there was a lot of turnovers there as well. Right. So.
Second door on the right.
3 doors down. That's the band. And so, but that was an early. We corrected those at halftime.
Yeah, we had some unforced turnovers, and then so we were a lot more disciplined on offense as the game went on. So I thought that was very positive.
All right, last night Strafford played Centralia. Heard it was a good game. They're not super tall, but you said they got some talent out there.
Yeah, they're very solid. They're fundamentally sound. It's going to be a tough game. They 5 different kids on the court at any time that can score, so we're going to have to play a good team game. You can't really just focus on one. You got to make sure that you're rebounding, running the floor, doing what you need to do. So it'll be a good test for us.
Excellent. We'll catch you after the ball game. Good luck.
Thank you.
And that's Brad Dance, head coach of the Blue Devils. And this is the pregame show, and of course that was Coach's comments, brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, faith, family, and giving back. When we get back, it's going to be the Blue Devils against the Strafford Indians, right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiburg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiburg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
And welcome back to Columbia College. Jeff Wellman, it's a pregame show, meccasportscode.com, the Sophie Classic, and Sophie's down there right now rebounding for the Devils. If you had the video, you'd be checking that out, but you could check the audio out. For those folks out there, these are one of those shootouts that, again, like Collinsville and the State Farm, they ask that they have subscriptions to the video, so that's why they ask us to do audio. For an old radio guy, I love it because I get to make the call as radio, and I don't have to worry about the video being off on timing or anything. And I get to paint the picture for you out here in the ball game, and always love doing that. So hope you enjoy it today as we come into this one. Devils are 13-5 after the victory yesterday. You heard Coach talk about it. They've got kids who can shoot from all over the floor, so you're going to have to cover up whenever possible. Yesterday we did give up some shots, and we had them lazy passes, but Coach talked about it at halftime. They corrected that. And by the way, if you heard the pregame show, we always have fun. Same way with Andy Douglas. The music will be blaring in the locker room. Something will be happening. And we're in the hallway there, and he was directing the team what locker room door to go to as you heard him go down 2 doors or something, and I came up with the 3 doors down. I hope you liked their music. It was some good stuff out there. But anyway, lots of fun out here. We look at the Devils. Of course, I talked to Cam Byquist before the ball game, asked how that ankle was doing, because yesterday she had that taped up and said, I couldn't move it if I wanted to. She had a great game. She said a little bit sore. So she'll be back today. And Madeline Hamby did the same thing, thumbs up there. And as I told her, I hadn't had a chance to talk to Grandma Donna, she said, well, she'll be here today. So hopefully they'll get a chance to give a shout out to her. And I also know that Susie Weiss is here as well because they were eating ahead of time and coming over here. And, of course, RB's over there smiling with Ohio State winning the other day. That's Jada Brown's dad and mom in the second row. So they lost their Bob Euchre seats out there. Should be a great game out here. Coach Pettit won't be here, so if you hear me say, what do you think, Coach? I'll be sending it right back to myself and pulling out my old coaching days as well. By the way, Sophie is here. Also, Lindsay, her sister. Unlike last year where you could confuse them. They look alike. They have the same hair color. Sophie has gone to a blonde, and so you can tell them apart now. And, of course, Lindsay will remind you she is the older sister. So good stuff there. And this is a great thing tied into the Norm Stewart. Of course, Norm was friends down here in the family. Cunningham's played at Mizzou after playing at Columbia Rockbridge. Many great battles there between Rockbridge and QND. And Coach Orn, one year, I believe, the only loss that Rockbridge had is they won the state tournament. And there were some good matchups. And Jordan Ferricks was part of those matchups. Last year, talking to Sophie, she talked about their friendships with Jordan Ferricks. Loved their dad, and that'd be Jay Ferricks. We remember him from the 74 team at CB before it became QND. That was Catholic boys at that time after the transition from Christian Brothers. So we get a little shout out to Jay Ferricks as well. But good time to talk. And again, these girls, last year talking to Brad Hayes, who runs this thing, Brad talked about he's got a couple that also go on in Springfield. And he said these girls, if they're not in the basketball gym, they'd rather be out on a combine. And it's pretty funny because now the player from Mizzou, the sophomore Abby Schreck from Quincy, and she's lighting them up. She's the same way, I'm hearing. That they just want to be farmers. And, of course, her and Danny Stevens are down here. Danny was from Southeastern, the Suns. He is on the Mizzou lineup. And I forgot on Tuesday when I was down here for LSU and Mizzou to check out Danny. I was so busy focusing on seeing Jeff Moore that I didn't have the chance. Hey, it's the pregame show. We'll take a break. When we return, it's our starting lineups from Blessing Health, Blessing Orthopedic, and Sports Medicine. We've got you covered from head to toe.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us, and when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Back here at Columbia College, the Sophie Classic. Lots of action here. We'll pick up some of the action. I've got scores from the last 3 days. We're missing a game. And, of course, Principia, who we played yesterday, could not play yesterday or the Friday night because they had no school, and they've got a rule, no school, no basketball. So they had to do some shifting there. And so Principia played their first game yesterday against us, losing 64-61 in overtime. And this Strafford team, they played last night against Centralia. That was a good ball game there at 67-57. Strafford got the victory. Right before here, we had Whitney Young down from Chicago taking on, well, that wasn't Straley there that they were playing. I'll double check that because Whitney Young lost that one 65-49. I didn't think that was KC Straley they were playing. Let's go ahead with starting lineups. First of all, the Devils will be in their road uniforms, black trimmed in blue and white. Kate Medemeyer will start off. She's a senior. She's 5'7". And we've got the sophomore, the MVP yesterday, Miley Longcore. That's ML, the second, 5'8" sophomore. Jada Brown leading the team in scoring, just under 18 points a game. She wears number 21, 5'11" sophomore. Madeline Hamby, she is the junior at 5'8", wears number 23. Bounced back after that early injury in the game yesterday. Played a good ball game. And our freshman, number 24, Chloe Nicholson, and she is 6'1". For the Devils, they are led by Brad Dance, assisted by Brad Bergman, Katie Klopper, Cheyenne Grissom. I think she's back home, so we'll give her a shout-out. Now the Strafford Indians, they'll wear their home white, trimmed in a little maroon and gray. Number 2, Kinley Larson. She's a freshman at 5'8". Number 3, Elsie Larson. So you won't hear me saying Larson, 5'10" junior. Number 5, Brookman Adney, 5'7" senior. Number 30, Ellie Heil. She's a senior at 5'8". And rounding out the starting lineup, Trista Van Horn. She's a freshman at 6 foot. They are coached by Dustin Larson, so a lot of Larsons in here. No larceny out there. No steals against the Devils today. And we're getting ready for action here. Devils will work left to right on your dial for the first half. Jada Brown will be in the center circle as we wait here. The team's coming out on the floor. Officials are ready as they give the thumbs up. And I am ready too. Jeff Wellman with you here solo on this Sunday. Van Horn will be in there too. Jada Brown wins the tip. Devils will work it in the half-court set. In the left corner, Nicholson. Nicholson back to the top of the key. Longcore to the right side, Hamby. Working lows, Jada Brown. Flashing high was Medemeyer. Sends the ball to the left side. That's Longcore. Man-to-man coming out of the Indians. Brown starts to bring it over here to the right side. Passes to the wing about 5 feet away, but Chloe had just made a cut to the baseline. And number 12, actually on the bench, got the ball over here, Evelyn Krause. Glad you're with us on this beautiful Sunday. Devils drop back into the 1-2-2, half court. Nicholson at the point. Hamby also with Longcore at the high post. Down in the blocks, it's Brown and Medemeyer, and a bad pass goes out of bounds, so each team with a turnover. Blue Devil basketball. Full court pressure being applied. Kind of backing it down here. Just working that shot clock. Remember, we have a 35-second shot clock in the tournament. It'll be around in 2 years in the IHSA and high school basketball. Top of the key, Brown to the right side, Longcore behind the three-point arc. That's the college arc. Back to the top is Nicholson. Nicholson being guarded out high by Larson. That's Elsie. Good pick and roll. Good job there in the pick and roll. Longcore got the pick. Rolling was Medemeyer. The pass was there. Kate trying to grab it that second time. It squirted out, and it turns over out of bounds on the baseline. Indian basketball. 1 minute of play here in the first quarter. 7 minutes left. Devils drop back in that 1-2-2. In the high post is Elsie Larson. 4 on the perimeter. Actually down low now is Trista Van Horn, the 6-footer. Shot from the left side. No good. Van Horn gets the offensive rebound. The short hook bounces off the back iron twice and goes in. So the first score of the game goes for the Strafford Indians. 2-0. Screened her out, but the long rebound came out in front of the basket. In the corner, ball was lost and hit the bottom, or actually hit the sideline. A break for the Devils. Ellie Heil had the tip away from Hamby. She went to get the basketball, dribbled once, and it hit the sideline, so a sub here already. Elsie Larson comes out. Checking in, number 14, Ada Baker. Baker comes in to take Nicholson out. Nicholson along court, half court. Chloe goes into the backcourt to get the ball. Brings it across the timeline. In the high post, Jada Brown comes up to set a screen. Nicholson comes around the screen. 25 feet from the basket to Medemeyer. Right side to Hamby. Hamby, the switch was there by the Indians. Good job on defense switching off. Tipping that ball away was Brooklyn Adney. It will be the Blue Devil basketball. Hamby will trigger it. Long court awful close to that center line. Miley goes to the left side with the dribble. Brown goes to good screen. Instead, a slip. And Brown slipped, but then also slipped with the ball. She went to the basket, scooted out of her hand, so two good pick and rolls, two good passes, and the Devils have turned it over both those times. It will be Strafford's basketball. We got a 30-second timeout here with 6:01 left in the first quarter. Only 2-0. Strafford, little town, on the way over to Kansas City. Lots of good teams coming in here, and Brad's done a good job, and all the people that help here putting this thing together. First night, they originally had 6 games scheduled. As I mentioned, Principia could not play, so Columbia Battle came in and took on Liberty North. Lutheran St. Charles played Booker T. Washington out of Oklahoma. Blue Valley North out of Kansas played Rockbridge. Donovan, I'm not sure where they're from, played California. California way down by, almost by Springfield, Missouri, or even farther over. And wrapped out the night, Ursuline Academy against Father Tolton. And we'll give you the rest of those games at halftime when we'll talk about the tournament. Back to action here. Strafford has a 2-point lead and the basketball. Devils stay in the 1-2-2. No subs yet for the Devils. On the left wing, Heil skips it all the way over to the right. And right there out of bounds. And we've had a number of players stepping out of bounds on the side. Now, the 6-inch blue is thin, but you know you're over there and you know you're close. Here come the Devils. Jada Brown brings it across, stops at the top of the key, hands it off to Chloe Nicholson. And following the play was Ada Baker with a hand on the hip of Nicholson. So our first foul of the game will go against Strafford and Ada Baker. Devils with the basketball in the half-court set right in front of me. Left side, Nicholson gets a screen from Medemeyer, doesn't use it. Back out to Jada. Jada jabs twice, takes the three. Good! Jada Brown from out high. She jabbed with the foot twice, didn't take the defense much to move, and she stepped back for the three, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. Deflection there by Medemeyer, went out, saving the ball in the corner. Ball goes up to the wing, taken away by Nicholson. Heil was intended at the high post. Here come the Devils in transition. Into Brown, turnaround shot off the front of the glass. Medemeyer gets a strong rebound. Kate puts it up off the glass, good. Medemeyer with the offensive rebound and the putback. Devils lead 5-2. Devils immediately drop back to the three-court, actually the half-court, 1-2-2. Everybody's in the same place. Ball around the perimeter, 4 with Van Horn. Van Horn's on the weak side, though. Now she flashes up high. Takes the 14-footer, no good. Long rebound, Nicholson. Nicholson bumped Van Horn briefly, then she brings it across the timeline. Inside to Medemeyer. Back out to Brown. 12-footer, no good. Good screen out by Van Horn. She gets the rebound for the Indians. 4:25 left first quarter action. 5-2, Devils with the lead. Devils will not stretch out with the, a little bit with the 1-2-2, but not too far. Into the high post. Ball's tipped away. Van Horn tried to go after she got the pass from the high post. Tipped away, and Devils have it. And right in front of the scoring table, tipped away from Nicholson. Heil with the good hands. She's going to take a seat. Evelyn Cross comes in, number 13. Cross and Baker were into the game. Van Horn stays in the ball game, as well as Adney and one of the Larsons. Longcore to the top of the key to Brown. Left side at the 45. Great screen down low. Medemeyer flashed from the right side to the left side. Had the shot partially blocked, and here comes Strafford with the basketball. Cameron Byquist is in the game. Great job by Nicholson with a tip and a deflection. Byquist tried to make the pass down to a 2-on-1, actually a 2-on-2. It was taken away. Intended for Nicholson. Kinley Larson with it. Baseline shot good. And the ponytails are hard to see, but that was Ada Baker. It's 5-4 Devils. Lots of long ponytails. We had a 4'11 girl for Whitney Young that her ponytail was every bit of 4 foot long. It went all the way down to the back of her knees. in the half-court set. Man-to-man still coming from the Indians. Jada Brown with the dribble back to the top of the key. Picked her dribble up. Nicholson comes out to help out left side. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. From the right side, Cameron Byquist three, no good. Jada Brown hustles down, almost tips it away. As coming away with that rebound was Brooklyn Adney. Indians with the basketball in the half-court set. Devils come out, pick up, stretch it out a little bit. Down to Van Horn on the block. Van Horn, turn around, nice shot. 6'1". Van Horn has 4 of the 6 points for Strafford, who take the lead 6-5 with 2:40 left in the first quarter. Byquist on the right side. Again, the Devils in their black uniforms trimmed in blue. A little bit of white there around the number. High post Medemeyer. We had a backdoor cut. Nicholson wasn't there. The pass was thrown. Stepping up was Baker for Strafford. In the left corner, shot for three was no good. Long rebound came out, and it was right in front of Coach Dan's. Longcor must have last touched it. The shot hit the side of the backboard and came right back to Larson. Larson and Longcor hustled over to the sideline, running right into Coach Dan's. We'll go back over to the Indians. Approaching 2 minutes left in the quarter. Van Horn takes a break. Ball goes inside on the floor. Last touch by the Devils. Baseline for the Indians. Lydia Good, number 1, checked in. Kinley Larson stayed in. Kraus stayed in. Also a new sub in there, Zoe Allison. And with a timeout, we'll take one too. With 2:08 left in the first quarter. Strafford 6, Quincy High 5. And of course, it's Blue Devil basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
That is right. As I talked to Steve Long over here, photographer, he actually came up to the Quincy shootout last year. Will you make it up again this year to the shootout? He's got his thumbs up. Good deal, hopefully. We're ready to start up. Baseline shot, or baseline pass. Inbounded by the Indians. Devils matching up man-to-man. Ball works to the left side. Long shot behind the college three. Good. Nice shot there by Kinley Larson. Hits the three-pointer off the left side. It's a 7-point run right now by the Indians, who lead 9-5. Devils, right side. Byquist has it, started to make a move. Knocking the ball away was Lydia Gooden. Devils will get it back about as far into the corner as you can possibly get. Longcor will trigger it. Nicholson and Brown. Ball goes out to the right side. Chloe gets out to get it. Man-to-man from the Indians. Right side, Nicholson. Nicholson comes around a partial screen. Goes inside to Longcor. Miley has it knocked away from behind. Stealing the ball, but it's on the floor. Miley almost had it back, but then taking the ball back again was Baker. Both players were on the floor, taking the ball back and forth from each other. Devils stay in that man-to-man in the half-court set. From the right corner, three, no good. Weak side, long rebound. Shot no good. Longcor will get the rebound as Kinley Larson missed the shot after the offensive rebound. Devils in transition. Hamby in the left corner. Back to Nicholson. Skips over to the right corner. Byquist pulls it for three. Nice look on the shot as I was right behind her. Went over the basket, out of bounds in the far corner. 1:03 left in the first quarter. Indians 9, Blue Devils 5. Substitution again. And they're going to run a few Niner players at you at least so far for the Indians. Out of the ball game is Kraus and Baker. Van Horn comes back into the ball game. Larson, Gooden, and Larson. Not the law firm of Larson, Gooden, and Larson. Inside a minute. Devils back in the 1-2-2. Inside to Van Horn. Nicholson gets off her feet, but then recovers and blocks the shot. Van Horn made the move. And then we had a foul after that. Miley Longcor will commit the foul. Her first and the team's first. Pretty good defense in the first quarter. Not a lot of contact. One foul, team foul each. From the baseline. All the way back out to the top of the key. Ball to Kinley Larson. being guarded by Cam in the 1-2-2. Jada fronting Van Horn until she flies up to the high post. Ball goes into the left corner. Gooden with the basketball. Chloe had even closed out over there. Jada staying with Van Horn. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Byquist tips the ball away. Mia Elephants is in the game. She was on the floor. Indians get the basketball back. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Into the left corner. Back to the wing. Gooden drives. Shuffles to Van Horn. Good assist there. The shuffle pass. Van Horn gets the basket. 9-point run. 11-5. Devils are down. Hamby from the left side. Check that the right side. Madeline Hamby hits the three-pointer. And that was brought to you by the Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. And that's how we'll close out the first quarter. The Strafford Indians 11, the Quincy High Blue Devils 8. And it's Blue Devil basketball on meccasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QHS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
And welcome back to the Sophie Classic. As many games come up here, Rockbridge plays and also Hickman. And the media coming in from there as well, so good deal. After one quarter, thank you very much. 11-8, the Blue Devils find themselves down. And it was that run of 9 points there. Game up 11-5. Devils don't hit a three-pointer at the end of the quarter to get within 3, 11-8. Second quarter will start off. It'll be Indians basketball. Devils will come out in their 1-2-2. Nicholson at the point. Byquist and Longcourt at the high post. Medemeyer and Brown at the low post. Other side, we'll check the stats here from the first quarter in a second here. Brooklyn Adney with the basketball. Lydia Gooden at the top now. To the left side, we've got Kelsey Larson there. Van Horn's down in the low block. Hiding in that left corner is Zoe Allison. Devils matching up. 15 on the shot clock. Goes inside. Back outside in the left corner. And a three-pointer. Hiding in that corner, waiting to fire that three-pointer, was Zoe Allison. Hits the three. It goes inside, back out. 14-8. Devils down. We've only played 30 seconds of the second quarter. There's the pick and roll. Good help from the other side. Allison came over. Zoe went to get it, or Jada went to get it and lost it and had it knocked away. But then Nicholson with a steal. Coming down is Longcourt. Nicholson with a steal in the corner. Longcourt flashed back down into the action. She gets the bucket. Nicholson gets the assist. Good defense from Chloe using them wings. That's that long reach that she's got. 7 minutes left first half action. Indians 14, Blue Devils 10. Van Horn flashes up to the high post. They work the ball around the perimeter, that being the Indians. Oh, almost a travel there out of Gooden. And then she trips, but Nicholson was reaching in at the same time. Chloe Nicholson may commit the foul, her first foul. Team's first of the second quarter. Box out of bounds play coming from the Indians. In the high post, both the players. Shot from outside for three, no good. Tipped around, Jada Brown gets the rebound. Three was missed there by Kinley Larson. Devils in transition to the right side. Nicholson's going to go hard to Van Horn. Oh, just off the front of the iron, but Chloe will go to shoot two. I was looking for it off the glass. Van Horn came for weak side help and contested the shot. Chloe will head to the line. It'll be the first free throws of the game for either team. Lydia Gooden, the foul. Each team with a foul in the second quarter. Chloe misses the first. Here comes your substitutions on the other side. Evelyn Krause in the ball game again. And for the first time, Blair Boo. Do not boo her. B-O-U-G-H. Nicholson, second one, good. Chloe's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Devils within 3, down 14-11, 6.5 left in the second quarter and the first half. Nicholson's going to pick up man-to-man, so are the rest of the Devils. She comes out, really pushes it to the timeline. Adney had to back up a little bit. Van Horn on the weak block. Here's a drive, kicks back outside. Boo had the ball. Goes inside. Good drive, but a block shot there. Nicholson was there. Brown was there. Last touch by Van Horn. Blue Devil basketball. Full court pressure now coming from the Indians. A little passive like they were earlier. They just all show it and then drop back, pick their girls up at half court. Nicholson sets it to Byquist. Byquist in the game. Brown did a roll. Wasn't there. Medemeyer zips it down from 20 feet away. Brown misses the first, hits the second, though, and is fouled. Gets an offensive rebound. She'll go to the line for the blue collar. Good job by Jada Brown. Medemeyer, Kate, with a great pass from up high, and she was behind the college three-point line when she zipped that one in. Foul was called on Boo, her first, and the first of the quarter. Check that, second of the quarter for the Indians. And Jada Brown completes the blue collar three. And that three was brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, woodmartbuildingcenter.com. We are tied 14-14, under 6 minutes in the first half. Van Horn with his screen out high. 4 on the perimeter still. Van Horn goes down to the block. There's a drive to the basket. Shot was no good. Van Horn gets the weak side rebound on the miss by Kraus. And Van Horn goes in strong. She gets fouled after making the basket. Foul is called on Kate Medemeyer. Her first, Devils second. Van Horn to the line. She's got 8 in the ball game. Van Horn strong inside. 4 Devils will stay in there for the rebound. 5:30 left in the first half. Van Horn gets the roll. Ball hits the front, goes up high. Looks like it's going to bounce off to the side, and then catches the iron and just sits there. So a three-point play completed there by Van Horn. Devils down 17-14. Jeff Wellman with you here today, Blue Devil basketball. Busy week ahead. We'll talk about that at halftime. Byquist comes around a screen, sends it back to Jada Brown off the left side. Brown for 3, no good. Rebound skips through 2 Indians. Kate Medemeyer gets it. Medemeyer to a cutting Jada Brown. Give Medemeyer the offensive rebound, give her the assist, and give Jada Brown the basket. Medemeyer hung with it, took the ball away, and was just off the block 2 or 3 feet. Jada cut down the lane, and good pass. Wow, Jada Brown with a bounce there and knocked her player over going to the basket. That was Larson. Indians get the ball back. Van Horn from the left corner misses the shot. Ball's tipped around, and it stays on the other end. It is just past the beam. I have to look around to see Coach Dance and the Devils on the bench. Indians basketball with 4:44 left in the first. Indians lead 17-16 over the Devils. Baker with the basketball. Devils will drop back in the 1-2-2 with Nicholson at the point. Byquist and Longcourt at the high post. Medemeyer and Brown low post. That's down on the blocks. Boo sends it left wing. Van Horn slide out to the corner. It was shut down right away. Ball stays on the perimeter. Van Horn's in the short corner now. Goes in, back out to Boo. Boo gets it a third time. She makes a little drive. Off the glass, no good. Van Horn is right where it was. It rolled off the weak side. Van Horn was there for the offensive rebound and the putback. Not much you can do there. Defense was on the opposite side for the Devils. Van Horn had just slid into an open spot. Nicholson with the right side. A step back to the legs. Misses a 3. Hustling after the ball in the corner. 2 number 14s. And with that, Baker threw it off of Longcourt. And it will be Indian basketball with 3:56 left in the first. Devils will go back in the half-court set, the 1-2-2. But Nicholson is all the way out at the volleyball line, almost half court. Ball pushes to the left side. Back to the top. Van Horn came all the way out 30 feet from the basket. But then she slides down to the weak side in the short corner. Ball goes into the short corner where she was at. Van Horn's shot is no good, but long rebound on the weak side. Picked up there by Larson. Ball moves around the perimeter, back around, skipped over to the right side, in the right corner. Goes down to the block. Van Horn was down there for a second or two. Medemeyer played some good defense and got the rebound. Here come the Devils. Byquist gets across half court. Almost gets trapped, but gets a good bounce pass to Nicholson. Into the left corner. High shot. Good. Miley Longcourt hits the 3. 1 extra pass for the Devils. Longcourt hits her first 3. She's got 5, and we are tied 19 apiece. Shot from the left side, long range. Oh my, behind the college ranks. That's Kinley Larson, her second 3 of the ball game. And it's a 3-point lead by the Indians. Coach talked about it in the pregame. This team can shoot, and all of them can shoot. One big girl inside, that's Van Horn, 6-footer. Left side, Longcore, man-to-man coming. Larson is on her, back to the top of the key, Brown. Brown starts to drive, takes Van Horn to the hole, all the way to the hole, and the ball bounces out on the third bounce on the rim, and Van Horn gets the rebound. Jada Brown with a great move, beat Van Horn all the way to the basket and just scooted out. Ball moves inside, kicks back outside to the right corner, and a three-pointer by Larson again. She has 3. 25-19, Devils down by 6. A steal as the Devils bring it across. Nicholson blocks the shot, though. And then being out of bounds after she had her shot blocked was Baker. Had the shot blocked right back at her. She's out of bounds. Baker's put their hand up at half court, goes, what do you mean? I thought I got the ball back. And instead she stays in the game, and the Blue Devils get the ball with 2:12 left in the first half. This time full court pressure being applied. Gooden on Nicholson. Nicholson across the timeline. Skips it over. Hamby for 3. Good. Madeline Hamby, her second 3 of the ball game. Give the assist to Nicholson, who came down the right side and fired it cross court to Hamby on the left wing. Devils still down by 3. Back on defense. Bounce down to the block. It comes back out, but Nicholson tips it away. Ball is on the floor. It was kicked a couple times there. And then getting the ball was the Indians. Heil took over, threw the ball over to Brad Dance. He's not in the ball game. So with 1:41 left in the first half, Devils with the basketball down 25-22. Nicholson across the timeline to Hamby, where she just hit the last three-pointer. Flashing was Loncourt, also Byquist. And Hamby come up high. On the weak side, it was a pass away. If you get the pass to Nicholson and go into Brown, she's open. Madeline tried to throw it from the top of the key, soared out of bounds. Indian basketball. Stick around at halftime. We'll break down the first half here. We'll also talk about what's coming up this week and what's been happening here all weekend at the Sophie Classic. Half-court set Indians. Now man-to-man coming from the Devils. Outside, shot. Came up short for 3 points. Shot was coming up short by Kinley Larson. Devils basketball. Quickly up off the bench is Van Horn to come back in for the last minute and 9. Also checking in, Lizzie Van Horn for the first time, number 24. And let's throw them out 1, 2, and 3. We had line change almost. Brooklyn Adney into the ball game as well. Gooden stays in as well as Larson. Full court pressure being applied. Loncourt's in the backcourt. We'll go to Nicholson. Now they back up to half court and pick up there. Into the high post, Jada Brown. Fake the handoff to Nicholson. Gives to Loncourt. Loncourt's 3, no good. Devils go hustling after it. Van Horn comes away with the rebound, though. Here come the Indians in transition. From the right side, Gooden. Scoop pass. Scoop shot, I should say. Looked like it was blocked as she came through 3 Blue Devils. But she'll head to the line. Loncourt commits her second foul. Third team foul of the quarter with 49.1. And at the line will be Lydia Gooden. First free throws for her. Only one of the free throw. That was Van Horn on the blue-collar 3 earlier in this quarter. Ball went to the right side, and she just puts her hands on her head as she airballed just off to the right side. Van Horn coming out now, gets a breather. They're waiting for the shot here to put her in on a dead ball. Gooden has one more shot. This one does go in. Nice shot there by Gooden. 26-22. Devils down by 4. Zoe Allison checks into the ball game. Van Horn checks out. Looks like she needs a little medical attention. Hamby on the right side in the half-court set. Skips it over to Byquist. Mia Elifritz is in the game. Elifritz has it on the left wing. Being guarded there by Gooden. Ball got tipped away and back to half court. Now it's on the right wing to Byquist. She'll skip it across. Tried to go to Nicholson, but intercepting the ball was Larson. Larson goes down, throws it up off the glass. No. 3 Indians were there to get the rebound. Shot from the right side, good. A second opportunity. That's a 4th three-pointer by Kinley Larson. And it's 29-22. Devils are down by 7. Foul was called on Kinley Larson. Her first. 4th team foul in the quarter. Devils with 4 as well. Check that, 3 and 3. They have 4 timeouts apiece. Devils with basketball. 12 seconds left in the half. Nicholson has it, man-to-man coming from the Indian. Crossover dribble. Chloe picks up. Oh, a nice little 9-foot shot with the little floater. Devils get out on defense. And no shot there. The Indians fired up one that hit the rim, but it was already the buzzer and the red light. Nicholson gets the last score of the half, cuts the deficit, and at the half, the Strafford Indians 29, your Quincy High Blue Devils 24. We'll be back to talk halftime, talk stats, and other stuff. It's Blue Devil basketball on mechasportsco.com.
At Blessing Health, our podiatrists and podiatric surgeons understand the importance of getting you back on your feet. When you experience foot or ankle pain or injuries, our team of experts is dedicated to restoring your mobility and relieving your pain. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Back at Columbia College, halftime. Strafford 29, Blue Devils 24 at the half. Game started off. Strafford hit the first bucket. Devils came back with a 3 and a bucket, 5-2 the lead. 9-point run by Strafford, built at 11-5 before the three-pointer into the first quarter. And at that point, it was 11-8. 14-8 after a three-pointer starting off with the Indians in the second quarter. Devils went on a 6-point run to make it 14-14. The blue-collar three by Van Horn made it 17-14. Devils tied it back up at 19, and then down 25-22, gave up a free throw and a bucket, a three-pointer, by the way. We're down 29-22, close out with a basket, and down by 5 at the half, 29-25. And we'll do our halftime check of stats here so far. Blue Devils with 10 rebounds, 17 on the other side, including 10 offensive rebounds for Strafford. That was a key yesterday early in the ball game. Too many offensive rebounds, and so we're being out-rebounded 29-24. Check that. We're being out-rebounded 17-10, but 10 of those 17 are offensive rebounds. Free throws haven't been an issue here so far in the ball game. For the Devils, they are 2 for 3. On the other side, 2 for 3 as well, so that's a squash right there between Strafford and the Blue Devils. Leading the way for the Blue Devils so far on this one, Jada has a blue-collar 3. She's got 8. Hamby has 2 3s. She's got 6. Loncourt's got 5. Nicholson with 3, and Medemeyer the other 2, so splitting up the offense there. On the other side, though, and 5 for 11 from three-point range. We are 4 for 9, by the way, but 5 for 11, and 4 of those came from Kinley Larson. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and she's hitting them from long range as well. Zoe Allison hit the other one. So 4 three-pointers from the Devils, 5 on the other side. Devils are shooting 9 for 19 in the first half. Total free throw percentage is 47.4%. On the other side, Strafford only shooting 39-3, and both teams shooting around 45% from the land of 3. And as we just mentioned, both of them shooting 67%. Turnover-wise, Devils have turned the ball over 10 times, 7 for the Indians. But the Devils do have 6 assists, and so do the Indians as well. And block shots, Devils have 3. All those, Chloe Nicholson with 3 block shots already in the ballgame. Chloe also has 5 assists already in the ballgame as well. It's halftime here at the Sophie Classic. When we return, we'll talk more about this. Also, what's happening with the Blue Devil teams this week. As it's halftime at the Sophie Classic, And this is Quincy High Blue Devil basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QHS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
And back at Columbia College here, halftime. Talking about next week already. First of all, last night after we got back from the 64-61 overtime win by the Blue Devil Gals here, we got back for the Springfield Senators. We saw a double overtime, first of all, in the Southmore game. We thought surely would there be a triple overtime to follow that out in the day. Southmore's closed it out with a nice one there. Beeston and I believe Clausel each had 24 as Beeston had a chance at a 3-point or 4-point play. He did complete the three-pointer, and then later did complete the 4-point play. So there's a lot of excitement there at Blue Devil Gymnasium going into the varsity game, and the varsity took care of business, winning that ball game last night, and it was 80-54. Don't have it right in front of me, maybe 80-56 there, as the Devils came away with a win. Hey, looking at next week then. Next week is already here. It is Sunday, but going into Monday, Tuesday, January 14th, we'll travel to Wharton Fieldhouse. We were just there last week for the girls. 3-point victory against the Maroons. This will be Sean Taylor and Andy Douglas getting together, our first matchup, and rounding out the rest of the conference as we go this week with Moline on Tuesday at Moline. Then on Thursday, I'll be back in the Quad Cities. Well, Coach Pettit will be there as well, also on Tuesday, as the Quincy High girls to travel to play Rock Island for the second time. First time they played very good there at Quincy High. Rock Island went on a good run there of about 6 or 7 victories afterwards. And they're right there in the middle of the pack with Moline as we just beat Moline. So got to take care of business on the road against Coach Hall's team, and that'll be on Thursday night. Then on Friday night, Rocky comes into town, and Rocky is loaded this year. They're playing some good basketball. They beat Moline earlier this year, and that'll be on Friday night at Blue Devil Gymnasium, 7 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the Blue Devils will host Lincoln at 7 o'clock that night as well. So for the Blue Devils, 3 big games here. You take on Moline on their floor. You take Rocky at home, and then get Lincoln. And even though Coach Alexander's team plays lower than we'd like to play, meaning basically they'd like to play in the 10s. No, they'd like to play in about the 30s or 40s maybe at most. Devils are going to want to pick that up. And so their defense will ratchet things up and try to confuse the Lincoln Rail Splitters a little bit. And that's how your week goes. And before you know it, we get into a busy week the following week as the Devil girls go up to Geneseo on a Thursday night. Quincy High hosts Geneseo on a Friday night, and that is Grayout night on that Friday night against Geneseo. It's the Quincy Shootout, so buy your gray shirts, the Tom Lepper 54 shirts. I've got my long sleeve shirt out there ready to go. Everybody in the gym will be wearing them, and of course that goes to the legacy of Lep and the future as a fundraiser there for the Tom Lepper Foundation. So please get your stuff out there, and that'll be a fun weekend too because we start on Friday night. On Saturday, the girls will be part of the shootout, taking on Millard North at noon. And then later that night, Quincy High Blue Devils against Bishop O'Connell to wrap the shootout out. We'll have a chance to talk to Eric Stratman and all the crew out there to give us all the scoop on it. We're about done with the halftime here. We'll take a break when we come back. Second half action here from the Sophie Classic. Blue Devils and Indians right here on mechasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent Pekin insurance partner, is proud to support young people in sports and academics in the Quincy area. After the game, make a note to stop by their office and discuss your current policies and future needs for your business, home, auto, and family. Pekin Insurance offers a variety of plans to meet your coverage needs. Give Freiburg Insurance a call at 217-224-7774. Go Devils.
Back at Columbia College, the Sophie Classic ready for the second half. 29-24. Strafford has the lead on the Blue Devils. We broke down the stats here in the first half. Jeff Wellman with you down here. Dave Pettit just can't wait to get back. First of all, get back home as he had a 5-hour drive today. No sense having a 7-hour drive. Second half will start off with the Blue Devils of the basketball. They'll work right to left on your dial. Nicholson, Loncourt, Hamby, Brown, and Medemeyer for the Devils. Man-to-man coming from the Indians. Passed on the left wing in front of the Devils bench. I could not see right in that angle. Devils touch it last. It'll go over to the Indians. Kenley Larson back in the lineup for the second half, as well as Brooklyn Adney. The big girl inside, Trista Van Horn. Bringing the ball down the court will be Ada Baker. And rounding out the lineup for the second half, Ellie Heel. Missed that on both those, I think. Right side, three-pointer, shot, and good. Well, we didn't find Larson in the first half. She hit 4 threes. She opens up the second half with a 3 from the right side. 32-24. Devils back in the half-court set, man-to-man. Brown at the top of the key, left side Nicholson. Nicholson brings it out. Dribble behind the back. Gives to Hamby, top of the key. Madeline Hamby from the top of the key. Three-pointer. Hamby has 3 in the ball game. Three-pointer brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. Jack McKenzie way. 32-27. Devils down by 5. Back on defense in that 1-2-2. At the point, Nicholson. High post, Loncourt and Hamby. Down low, Medemeyer and Brown. 4 in the perimeter as Van Horn works inside. Ball goes in the left corner. 3, no good. Bounces 3 times on the lane. Devils are all over it. Jump ball, good call there. As stepping in for the Indians was Baker. Check that, Adney. Devils were right there. Alternate possession area will go back to the Indians. Box out of bounds play. In the play. Kicks it outside. Three-pointer was no good, but long rebound came to the free throw line. Van Horn's there. She puts it up on the glass. No good. Weak side. Medemeyer tipped it out. Nicholson hunted it down in the corner. Devils off and running. To our left. In transition. Medemeyer, left short corner. Has the shot blocked from behind by Van Horn. That's all right. Kate took it hard to the hole. Blue Devil basketball into their basket. 6:29 left in the third quarter. Loncourt will trigger a box out of bounds play with Brown and Medemeyer in the low block. Nicholson flashes all the way around to the opposite corner. Nobody coming to the ball. Now coming to the ball was Hamby. Hamby coming down the right side. Got the pass from Loncourt and the basket. Madeline's got the first 5 points of the second half for the Devils. Down by 3 now, 32-29. Devils back in their half-court set. 1-2-2. It flattens out to a 3-2 as Nicholson steps into the high post. Works the right side. That's Adney. Keep an eye on Larson. She's hit those threes. 5 in the game so far, 4 in the first half. Pass in the left corner. Officials work on it. Last touch by the Devils. Kate was down there. Medemeyer. So box out of bounds. Won't be a box out of bounds play now underneath the basket. It'll go all the way out into the right corner. Oh, they still let the girl dictate where that ball went out. Indians with the basketball. Loncourt playing some good D. Comes out high. Quick step there, but the ball works to the left side now. Back to the top of the key. Here comes a three-pointer. It was right at the shot clock. No good, but standing underneath as you heard the shot clock go off. Adney had the basket, and she has the putback. Devils did a great job. You heard the shot clock go off just as the ball went up, and then it dropped straight down on the left side. The only player there was Adney. Devils. Brown. Oh, a great play there. Brown got the ball at the top of the key. She started to make a drive, stopped at 14 with a crossover and picked her ball up, but she got around Van Horn and then tried to finger roll it or actually scoop it from about 10 feet away. Van Horn bumped her, though, and Jada will go to the line to shoot 2. Van Horn, the first foul for the Indians in the second half. First foul for either team as Jada Brown knocks off the first one. Jada will have one more. She was 1 for 1 in the first half on the charity stripe. 2 now. Hamby and Longcourt stand at half court. Nicholson and Medemeyer in for a possible miss, but not on Jada. She hits both of them, 34-31. Jada on the game. Now with 10 points in double figures. Yesterday, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Nicholson at the point, steals the ball. It was thrown basically right in her hands. Chloe just reached up. In transition, Jada Brown for three. Good! Jada Brown from the left side. One extra pass by Longcourt. Brown hits, and a quick timeout as the Devils tie it up 34-34. At the point of the 1-2-2, Larson tried to pass it into Van Horn in the top. She didn't realize that Nicholson's got the wingspan and just reached up, took the ball, got down in transition, a little behind the back dribble, got it to Longcourt at the top, and then just off the left side in the land of three was Jada Brown, and she hits it. Quick timeout, 5:05 left in the third. We're tied 34-34. Glad you're with us today. And, of course, all those three-pointers, Woodmart Building Center. If you're looking at kitchens or bath designs, stop by and see Kevin. He'll sit down and customize what you're looking for within your budget. They got a lot more stuff, too. Check out them widgets, too. Quick 30-second timeout. We're back to the action. As heading all the way back down to the left side, 85 feet. Indians were still down here. Hustling down there is Cross as she'll pass the ball into Larson. Devils will sit and be back in their 1-2-2 in the half-court set. Of course, those blue shoes of Longcourt's are only outed by the fluorescent pink shoestrings of Jada Brown. Four in the perimeter. Van Horn trying to get inside. Flashing up the high post was Baker. Ball comes right side, immediately closing down on Larson. Goes inside, in traffic, Devils close down. Shot was missed there by Kraus. Rebounded inside by the Devils. Jada Brown in transition, brings it out to the right side. Nicholson to Longcourt to the left, into the left corner, Hamby. Hamby starts to make a drive, kicks it back out. Nicholson came over to help. Here comes Brown, and Brown came from the weak side down to the left block, put it to her left hand. Looked like a possible block shot by Van Horn, but it'll be Trista's second foul. Good move on the cut, good move on the pass. Jada Brown on the line. As we always talk, Jada, a workhorse out there. Yesterday it was Deja Scott battling her all day long. With that free throw, Devils take the lead, 35-34. Cam Byquist checks into the ball game. Kate Medemeyer checks out. For the Devils drop back as Jada. Good as gold there. She's 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. 36-34. Devils with the lead. 4:20 left, third quarter action. Devils back in the 1-2-2. Longcourt drops down to the low block as Byquist will stay up high with Hamby and Nicholson. Here's Larson right side from 28 feet, and she drills it. Larson has 6 now, 3-pointers, and that was about as deep as you can get out there. A good 3 or 4 feet behind the college line. Devils miss a shot inside 4 minutes left in the quarter. Indians have the rebounds. A shot from the left side. And another good one from Larson. That was every bit of 27-plus feet as well. You got to pick her up as soon as she comes across the line. Actually, pick her up when she comes out of the locker room and stay with her wherever she goes. Strafford leads 40-36. Good pass inside, left block to the right block. Longcourt gets the assist. Jada Brown gets the basket. Devils with a good job of pushing it inside on the left block. Jada Brown was open on the right side. Devils down by 2. I was going to say Chloe stepping out there, needs to go out as far as she can. And a good job there, trying to get the ball. It almost looked like Taylor Foley was back playing goalie because Jada Brown had her feet kicking at that ball. Bounce pass went out of bounds by Lydia Gooden. Devils basketball with 3:17 left in the third. Devils down by 2 after that barrage of 3-pointers. 7 now so far from Larson. That would be Kinley, not Elsie. Almost taken away by the Indians out high. Nicholson picks it up. Showed the dribble to the right side. Brown's around there. There's the screen and roll. Brown goes up, hesitates with that dribble. She crossed over, put it up just off the front of the iron. Missed the shot. Indians with the rebound. Good pick and roll. Little far out from the basket, so she had time to make that extra step. Larson just outside on that one, but the ball falls down. Nicholson had it for a moment. It popped out of her hands. Grabbing the ball was Kraus. Nicholson commits her second foul and the first of the Devils in the second half. 2:38 left in the third quarter. Van Horn will take a seat. Zoe Allison will come in, giving her a break with 2:38 left in the quarter. In the half-court set, Hamby is out on her now. Crossover dribble out of the basket. The runner, no good. Hamby was out there, ball was tipped away. Tracking it down the corner is Larson. Another opportunity for the Indians. Boo brought it to the right side. Cam Byquist with the foul. She stepped up there. Her second, Devils' second in the quarter. 2:21 left in the quarter. Devils are dropping in the man-to-man as the ball's cross-court, goes into the backcourt. Adney with the basketball, pointing things up. Larson on the left wing. Watch where she's at. Drives, kicks out in the corner. Boo, back out top. Larson shooting out there where Caitlin Clark shoots. In the left corner, back to the top. Right side, good ball movement. Nobody inside. Boo starts to drive. Picked up there by Brown. Double team. Byquist reached in. Looked like she actually got her on the arm, but a steal. And then Cameron went down, and the foul will be on Boo. Her second, team's third in the quarter with 1:57 left. 3 on Strafford, 2 on the Devils. Boo comes out. Back in the ball game, Lydia Gooden. Full court pressure now being applied. Longcourt comes down to help with Nicholson. Nicholson gets it. Cross court to Byquist. Good pass across to Nicholson. Down court to Jada Brown. Advantage, but Brown will send it all the way into the right corner, Longcourt. There's a steal on the weak side. Larson got popped there, but she went ahead and stayed with the dribble. Nicholson altered the shot. Picked up, now tipped out. Nicholson almost with a steal. Indians have the basketball. Drop it down on the block. Turnaround shot. No good off the iron. Nicholson gets the rebound. Quickly, 2 of the Indians surround her. Krause was right there, as well as Allison. Krause will be called the foul, her first. Team's third. Still with 1:27 left in the third. Pressure being applied, looking for traps. Comes out to Nicholson. All the way down court to Hamby. Inside at the post. Brown all the way to the hole. Oh, my gosh, they made a great move. Jada Brown made a spin move. Great footwork. It was going to be an and one, but they called traveling on her. I'm not sure where the travel was. The official comes over to try to make the excuse. Check it on the film there, big guy. That was a super move as she spun out and rolled to the hole with the left hand. 1:15 left. Devils down 40-38 in the third quarter. In the right corner, Brown closes down on Gooden. 4 in the perimeter still. Tristan Van Horn inside working the below blocks. Longcourt inside on her. This time Brown kicks at the ball. Misses it, but still the Devils come away with it. Longcourt. Longcourt is behind the basket, trying to get the ball over to Nicholson. They were cutting off the bounce pass. She threw it, and it hit the support behind the basket. So with 52.9 left in the quarter, it goes back over to the Indians. Pass out to Larson. Longcourt had fallen down for a second. Larson got 2 feet away and hit the shot. Bad news for Miley. She just twisted and fell down. Shot from the right side in transition. No good by Hamby. Weak side. Touch foul by Byquist. Her second. Third team foul in the quarter with 38.4 left. Boy, that was a tough situation on the other end. Brown with a nice spin move and a good take to the hole. Got called for traveling. The only traveling she did is to come down here for the weekend. Indians have the basketball in a 5-point lead, 43-38. Nicholson waits for Larson to come across half court. Larson hit that first 3 in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter. And Larson takes her time walking up the court and a 10-second call. Mental mistake there. You got 10 seconds to bring the ball down court. The shot clock said 24. 35 minus 24 is 11 seconds. There's your math tip for the day. Devils to the right side. Longcourt 30 feet from the basket. Working against Gooden. Takes her down to the block. Tries to get back out in front, and coming down a jump ball. Help coming in was Allison. Looked like she had a good job of getting the ball, her hand on top of the ball. Altered possession will go to the Devils with 17.7 seconds left in the quarter. Nicholson gets on the wing, into Brown. Brown strong to the hole, count it. Good assist there by Nicholson. Jada with the basket. Devils within 3, down to 8 seconds. Larson goes in the lane, scoops it up. Devils foul her. Larson will go to the line to shoot 2. Her first attempts for the game. First ones for the Indians in the second half. Official said yes, she hit her in the side of the head as she was in traffic. Medemeyer with the foul, her second foul. First one of this half. 4th team foul, knotted up 4-4. You'd expect Larson to hit that one. She's hitting the ball from 22 to 28 feet. 15 feet sure seems simple. 6 seconds left as Medemeyer goes in to take a seat. Back in the ball game is Hamby. 2 for 2 for Larson. Substitution. 3 and 3 again for the Indians. They get Van Horn out of here with 2 fouls. Give her a break with 6 seconds left in the quarter. Full court pressure being applied. Jada Brown gets it back to Nicholson. Nicholson at the timeline to Brown. Brown in transition all the way to the hole. Off the glass. Count it. Good job there. And if anything, Jada looked like she took a step there. But at 8 feet away, she took it off the glass. The light came after. And that's the way we'll end the third quarter. Strafford 45, Quincy 42. Stick around. We got the fourth quarter right here from the Sophie Classic. Blue Devil Basketball on mechasportsco.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back here at Columbia College, Lindsey Cunningham out there talking to the crowd between the third and fourth quarter. This is when I expect the band from Quincy High to be playing that same song as we do at Blue Devil Gymnasium and Quincy High. Really great event here. And I'll tell you, those kids are about as down to home as you can get. Thank you, sir. Through 3 quarters, the Devils are down 45-42. Taking a look at how we're doing overall. We had 7 turnovers. Now we have 14. We actually had 10, so we only had 4 turnovers, but forced another 5 plus on the other side. Starting off the fourth quarter, Devils will be on defense. We'll have Medemeyer, Brown, Nicholson, Byquist, and Loncourt playing man-to-man. Other side, Larson. Loncourt's picking her up. Crossover dribble, pulls up for 15. No good. Brown in traffic, gets the rebound. Devils with the basketball, down 3. Down the right side, Byquist to Loncourt. Down in the short corner on the right side, Medemeyer into the left corner. Shot taken by 3. Good. Chloe Nicholson hits the 3-pointer from the left corner. We are tied 45-45. Devils back on defense. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. In that 1-2-2. No, we're staying man-to-man. Driving to the hole. Byquist fouls Lydia Gooden. Cam has her hands up like, hey, I had my hands straight up, but you made some body contact. Cam's third foul of the quarter. Check that, third quarter foul of the game. First of the quarter. You know, think back to the day when, at least my day, when you made a foul, you had to raise your hand so that everybody knew who the foul was, which I'm sure a lot of guys rose their hand, trying to confuse. First free throw, no good by Gooden. She'll have one more. Make sure to stick around in the postgame. The Hardee's postgame from 30th and Broadway. I stopped by today and had a breakfast sandwich croissant. Thank you. And I did see Jeff 320 on plates in the back, so there is a Jeff biscuit maker. Second free throw is good. 46-45. Devils down by 1 with the basketball. 7:10 left in this one. Glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. Ball from the right side. Tried to throw the pass way too far out from 26 feet all the way down to the block on the opposite side to Brown. Ball was tipped, last touch by Medemeyer, who was out of bounds. So with 7:06 left in the ball game, ball goes back over to the Indians. Larson will hand it off to Edney. She'll take the ball, Larson will go down and start popping up. Van Horn had a screen there. Did not give it to her. Ball on the right wing. Goes to Kraus. Kraus back out on the outside. Gooden goes inside. Tristan Van Horn misses the shot, came up short. Jada Brown with a strong rebound. Devils across the timeline. Through 3 quarters, Brown had 2 rebounds. I thought she had a lot more than that in the first. Ball gets on the floor. Jada Brown gets on the floor. Coming away is the Indians. Down the right side. Kraus in the half-court set. She'll send it back out to Adney. Van Horn will go on the far side on the low block. Larson runs from this right corner over to the left corner. Longcore follows her. Man-to-man coming from the Devils. Starting to make a drive to the basket. Longcore, now check that. Nicholson blocks the shot from behind on Adney. Adney hits the floor hard. Devils have the basketball across the timeline. Jada Brown starts to drive, kicks it in the right corner. Miley Longcore sets up for 3. Good! Jada Brown the assist. Miley Longcore the three-pointer. Her first since the second quarter. And that is brought to you by the Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. I hope Adney's all right. She's holding her chin there as she went down against Brown and also against Nicholson. Nicholson blocked the shot from behind. Brown had contact inside, stopping her, so she had the brick wall. Adney will come out right now. High post now will be Kraus and Van Horn. In the left corner, hiding down there is Gooden. Bringing the ball down is Larson now, and coming over here to the right side just in the game is Ada Baker. Devils man-to-man. High post to Van Horn. Larson was cutting. It went over her head. Luckily, Baker was standing there. Shot came up short. Nicholson tracks it down. Devils got a 2-point lead in the basketball. 5:40 left in this one. Stick right there, folks. Right on your edge of your seat, just like yesterday. Top of the key, Brown. Right side, Nicholson. 26 feet from the basket. Started to make a pass. Coming up the high post was Byquist, but thrown behind her. Kraus gets the steal. Byquist coming up to the top of the key, but the ball was thrown back at the free throw line. Lost the handle. Double high post coming out of the Indians. Larson comes around a screen that was moving at the time. Comes back to Kraus, left side now. Baker will come out to Larson. Larson works hard without the basketball. Crossover dribble on Byquist. Pulls up 15 foot, no good. Ball's on the floor. Medemeyer gets it, and Medemeyer gets it away from 2 Indians to Chloe Nicholson. Out to Longcore. Longcore. Oh, and a bad call on that one. I am sorry. Longcore did a crossover dribble. The defense was in front of her. She crossed over in front, and she grazed the shoulder and got caught with the offensive foul there. I had a great view of that because Longcore was wide open in the front court. It was a one-on-one. The defense stopped real early, and she came across her. It wasn't a flop. It was some contact made. Devils back on defense now. Back in that man-to-man. Longcore picks up Larson. Ball comes to the right side. That was Baker who took that charge. If it wasn't Baker, yeah, it was Baker. Adney's back in. Larson's out here. Pushed out to 40 feet. Byquist has her now. Crossover dribble. Good help. Wow, good help. Nicholson goes for the cheap foul there. Same guy that called the charge. Nicholson, her third. Not picking on anybody there, but Nicholson popped up there and slapped the ball, and he had a quick call on the reach. There is no fouls on the reach, only if you make contact. There is no such thing as a reaching foul, but we do teach our kids not to reach and hit up. Larson from 30 feet, no good. Ball bounces on the floor, but it goes right in the hands of Adney. Another opportunity for the Indians, and they bounce it out. This shot is from inside the 3. No good. Inside the college 3. Byquist gets the rebound, and they're double teaming right away, so you got to get the ball out. Luckily, Cam did a good job of being solid, and the foul was called on the other side. Baker, her second foul. First foul in the quarter against the Indians with 4:07 left. 3 against the Devils in this quarter. Devils still hold that lead 48-46. No scoring's been happening in the last couple minutes. Nicholson behind the back, through the legs, starts to make a drive. Larson picks it out to Medemeyer. Medemeyer drives, kicks it to Longcore. Her shot off the left. It was a 3-point attempt. Indians come down the line. And Coach wants to talk about it. And, of course, that is Coach Larson, tied in with the rest of the Larsons. 3:47 left in this one. Quincy 48, Strafford 46. We're back with Blue Devil basketball on MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're a business owner, A lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiburg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiburg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
Back here at the Sophie Classic. That's the Sophie Cunningham Classic. Columbia College right here in Columbia, Missouri. 48-46, 3:47 left in the ball game. Devils with the 48, Indians with the 46. Tell you what, Larson, 8 threes, 26 points, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Has not scored in the fourth quarter. That is not a jinx, by the way. Coming out of the timeout. Indians basketball. 2 timeouts left for the Indians, 4 for the Devils. Devils come out with Byquist, Longcore, Nicholson, Brown, and Medemeyer. At half court, ready to pass the ball in is Adney. Staying in the game also is Baker, Larson, Van Horn, and on the far corner, Allison. Van Horn down the low block. Larson comes out to get the ball. Longcore is on her. Screen's coming from the side. Van Horn holds a good screen. Devils go ahead and fight. Both fight for Larson. Adney got the ball. Trying to make a move on the far side was Allison. Medemeyer had met her. And on the dribble, out of bounds, Devils basketball. 3:30 left in this one. Indians fall back to half court as Nicholson comes across the timeline. Larson's going to pick her up. Chloe comes left side to Longcore. Screen comes up behind the arc. Longcore picked her dribble up. Brown was out there. Medemeyer throws it from out high at 22 feet. Zips it in there for the assist. Jada Brown with the basket. Devils lead 50-46. She has zipped a couple of those in there from out far, and Jada has done a great job of coming up, grabbing that ball, and going to the hole. Right side, Adney starts to drive. Comes back out to the top. Good movement by Larson. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Longcore keeps her hands off. Skips over in the left corner. Adney with Byquist on her. Allison has to shoot the 3. No good. Long rebound comes out front. Adney got the rebound. Indians with another 35-second shot clock. 2:35. Bounce pass into Tristan Van Horn. Brown stopped it. I think initially Van Horn had the basket. The ball went back out to the perimeter. Good job by the Devils defense. From the left side, good crossover dribble by Larson. Shot goes in. And I'm not sure if they're calling that on Jada coming up and bumping her or Longcore. They call Longcore on the drive with the bump. That's her 4th. And the 4th team foul. Larson on that one will have the and 1. First time since not a 3 from outside the arc. Devils still lead 50-48 with 2:21 left. Devils put 4 players on the free throw line to screen out. Long shot, no good. Ball is tipped out. Van Horn comes away. It's on the floor. Hamby pulls it away. Oh, she tried to pass it to Longcore. It went by her, and Larson has it. On the right wing, Larson wants to work one-on-one. Longcore trying to stay down. There's the crossover. Brown comes up and helps. Good weak side rebound by Medemeyer. She dished off to Jada Brown. Here come the Devils. Down the left side to Chloe Nicholson. Nicholson being hounded from behind. Ball's on the floor. Nicholson tries to get it away. On the pass, Adney is got the steal. Medemeyer with the hustle. Good job by Kate, although Kate goes down and grabs her right knee. I'm not sure if it's a knee on knee or if she twisted it. She's in pain. Adney will go to the line to shoot once we're through this. Medemeyer will be calling for her 3rd foul. Team foul number 5. And I don't think that was a knee on knee. That looked more like maybe a twisted knee there. Kate was coming down from behind. And Adney was going to have an easy layup. The ball hit the floor. Nicholson did a great job of trying to get it out. And the ball just scooted out the wrong way. Medemeyer hustled all the way back down to commit the foul. And we'll take a quick break. Quincy 50, Strafford 48, 150 left in the game. Blue Devil basketball right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Back in action. If you thought it was quiet during free throws, it is unbelievably quiet in here right now. Kate Medemeyer went down from behind, committed the foul, immediately grabbed her right knee, and she was in pain right off the bat. Sophie Cunningham, great job, comes all the way down from the far end of the floor, and she is there right now holding her hand. Devils had a good look there. Well, actually got it down there and got double teamed. A lot of good double teams, especially after the rebounds for the Devils. We've had a couple turnovers off that. Once we got double teamed behind the backboard, threw the basketball over to the corner, but we hit the uprights behind the backboard, and it was out of bounds. There's her mom coming down the way. I know Dad over there, Fred Bird, concerned look on his face as he's been a coach for many, many years, baseball, golf. He's aware of injuries. And, of course, our mom was my neighbor out on Willard Drive. Larry and Kathy Klauser, shout out to them. Don't worry, Kate will be fine, we hope. Jody Stacy. Of course, the sisters, the older sisters. Brad and Jay, the rest of the Klauser family. 150 left in this one, 50-48. And they're not moving her either because they're very concerned. The trainer's out there, two of the trainers. Coach Bergman's out there as well. And a nice job by Strafford here. Strafford has got all their hands held down here on the bench. Good show of respect here. Of course, it's bigger than the game of basketball. We're going to take another quick break here. We'll come back after we figure how they're going to end up. Bristol Walker now coming down there. Maybe she's going to help out as well. But we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on meccasportsco.com.
At Blessing Health, our podiatrists and podiatric surgeons understand the importance of getting you back on your feet. When you experience foot or ankle pain or injuries, our team of experts is dedicated to restoring your mobility and relieving your pain. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Back to action. Bristol Walker came out to help with the trainer. Kate cannot put any weight on that right leg. She's hopping on the left. She tried to put a little bit of weight on the right. Our biggest concern, it wasn't a knee on knee. This is more of a twist and so easy for an ACL, MCL. Of course, the anterior cruciate's the ACL. Posterior cruciate's the PCL. One keeps you from going too far forward. The other keeps you too far back. PCL's the back. And then you got the lateral collateral and the medial collateral for the ligaments that set up the knee. Shot on the free throws. Now we're back to action. Adney hits the first free throw. She'll have one more. Devils still lead by one with 1:50 left. Time to get the team to be refocused back on the action. Same way up here. Our best wishes out to Kate. Second free throw is up. Is good. We are tied 50-50. Adney with 2 free throws. She's got 4 points on the night and the day. 50-50. 144. Coach talks about the 50-50 balls. We got the 50-50 game. A timeout taken with 1:42 left. We're going to stay right here with the game tied up 50-50. 27 on the shot clock, so we've got 8 seconds we've used up bringing the ball down. Yeah, nobody likes to see those kind of things. We have great basketball. We've seen some overtime games. There's Randy Medemeyer now. He's going to come down as well to go down and check on everything. So Mom and Dad are here. They'll let you know, and we'll let you know if we hear anything. I'm not sure we'll know in the postgame, but Coach Dance will be here to talk about it, and we'll talk about that one. No, so now you got to refocus. That's so hard in a game, too, with the emotions to refocus, but players understand they can't do anything down there for Kate. She's down there with the trainer, and they've got to take care of business here. Good job there, Bristol. She runs back down to the team. She joined the team on this weekend. Short on bodies, obviously. "30-second timeout. Checking coming out. Larson's going to come out. Adney, the two guards for the Indians. Van Horn inside. Allison, she's hit a shot from outside. And also Baker for the Devils. It will be Loncourt, Byquist, Nicholson, Brown, and Hamby. 1:42 left, 27 left on the shot clock. Devils to our left, high post, Jada Brown. Loncourt has it between the circles. Right side to Byquist. Cutting to the basket is Hamby. We pass that one up. Nicholson cuts. Now Brown goes in the high post. Fouled from behind at the high post. That's Trista Van Horn. Her third. Only the second foul in this quarter. Devils have fouled 5 times, so any more fouls for the Devils will be 2 shots. Box out of bounds play. Loncourt to trigger it. Byquist sets a screen. Coming in from the weak side was Nicholson. Nicholson shot the ball over the basket, but Loncourt got the offensive rebound and a new 35-second shot clock. Hamby on the right side. Nicholson flashes across. Now Byquist flashes. Byquist to the basket. Hamby, the assist. Byquist the basket. Devils send the first person through. That was Nicholson. Defense went with her. Byquist came through the second time and hard to the hole. 52-50, Devils with the lead. Van Horn with the screen. You heard 1 minute left. Adney skips over left side. That's Baker. Baker uses a screen. Larson comes around it now. Nicholson on her. Goes in. Wow. Not too sure about that. Brown was there. Nicholson was there. Both putting their hands up. And just throwing the ball up with her left hand was Larson. Being a smart player, she realized there might be some contact called. For Nicholson, it'll be her 4th foul. Devils have 4 on her, 4 on Loncourt, and 3 on Byquist. Wouldn't matter whether he was shooting or not. It was going to be 2 shots. Devils have fouled 5 times. Back in the ball game, Lydia Gooden, number 1. Screen out with 49.6. Second one is good. 4 for 5 from the charity stripe for Larson. 52-52. As exciting as it was yesterday. We went overtime yesterday. Let's get it done in regulation today. Byquist left wing. Loncourt flashed, so did Hamby. Now into the high post, Jada Brown. Step in, under. Good move against Van Horn. That's Jada Brown with the basket. Got Van Horn up in the air, took a step underneath, and that big step to the basket was a scoop. And the lead with 32-7 left, 54-52. Jada had the three-pointer from outside in the first quarter. She had a blue-collar 3 in the second quarter, along with a basket. That was 8 at the half. Third quarter, 2 baskets and a three-pointer. 4 free throws, 11 in the third quarter. 19 for the ball game. Give her 4 more in this quarter. 23 for the game. Loncourt has hit 2 threes. Hamby hit 2 threes in the first half. 1 in the third quarter. She's got 3 threes and 11 points. And Nicholson 1 3 in the fourth quarter. Check that. And she's got 6 as well. 54-52 after the timeout. Well, you definitely got to pay attention where Larson is at. We haven't given her a three-pointer in this quarter. We almost gave her a blue-collar 3. She's got 8 for the game. So you got to be aware. And she's got a good move to the basket. She does a good job with the crossover. She handles the ball very well. And then when she does get in close, she makes some contact and knows that, hey, contact will be 2 shots either way, whether she's shooting or not. Van Horn's inside. Van Horn, 6 points in the first quarter, a blue-collar 3 in the second, along with a basket. She had 10 at the half. No, check that, 11 at the half. Has not scored in the second half. Devils have done a nice job there. Head down 85 feet to the left, 32.7 seconds left. Quincy High, 54. Strafford, 52. Strafford with the basketball. Loncourt and Hamby wait at the free throw line. Check that, the volleyball line. Brown at the high post with Van Horn. Byquist low post, chasing Larson. Here she comes out on the right side. Van Horn into the corner. Byquist not letting her get by her. Byquist does a good job. Ball has to come back out high. Gooden, crossover dribble, skips it over. Pass from the right side to the left block. How it got there, I'm not sure. It was a good zip pass. Van Horn with good hands went for the basket. Missed it, but she'll shoot 2. 1 free throw in the second quarter. Calling Jada Brown. She works hard all day long, and 1 foul. That was her first. Van Horn, wow, soft touch. Hits the first Hits the front of the iron. I thought it was going to come up short. Got enough spin over the top. Hit the backboard and in. That's that shooter's touch we talk about. 13-5 left. Hits both of them. 2 for 2. That means it's 54-54. Devils basketball with 10 seconds. Chloe Nicholson on the right side, waving everybody away. Brad Dance says, nope, with 6.2, we're going to talk about this one. So the Devils will have the basketball. Wow, they pushed it a little farther than I thought. Chloe was more like top of the key extended, or maybe 3-point or a free throw line extended. They push it back out another 5 or 6 feet, halfway between the top of the key and half court. Boy, you had fun yesterday, folks. We went overtime with a 64-61 victory over Principia. Here's another good one. 6.2 seconds left. 54-54. Devils basketball with 6.2, so obviously you want to get a good play and you want to get a shot up with a couple seconds, a couple seconds left maybe to get a rebound. But you don't want to foul on the rebound. And if anything, you want to make your last shot, if it's missed, send you into overtime. You'll take an overtime period over a foul or a turnover here. Get the last shot out there. Long court, Nicholson and Brown are the first out of the huddle. Hamby slowly stands in front of Dance, so she's hiding on this side. Byquist goes down on the low block on the weak side. Van Horn comes out. Kraus back in the ball game. Larson in there, Adney, and Gooden. 6.2, here we go. Well, a timeout again. So, as good coaches do, they want to see what the setup is. We had Nicholson and Brown out on the far side in front of Longcourt. Hamby was on the left side, and down low was Byquist. So you were going to get a spin out of that, a screen with Nicholson and Brown. One was going to pop open, and I imagine one's going to break to the basket too. It should come probably out to Nicholson, and then look for Longcourt to step back inbounds and get the basketball. With that, we might actually see a screen off that, maybe Brown with a screen when Longcourt comes in to send her for a backdoor cut. Coach right now is sitting in Rockford saying, I've got 50 plays for this right here. That's Coach Pettit. I shared that a little bit with Greg Logston today as he's down here watching all the action. A lot of girls that he has involved with on the traveling basketball scene. We break the huddle, 6.2, 54. Now Nicholson between the half court and center circle, top of the key. Brown's just in front of her, about 8 feet. Longcourt straight in front of them. Brown comes over. Nicholson goes into the back court. 6 seconds left. Nicholson, crossover dribble. Oh, and they call a foul out high. Nicholson was going to pull up for the shot, and they call the hand check on Adney, which stopped the action on the Devils. Good move there, of course, on the other side for Strafford, because there's only 3 fouls on them, and now it's 2.3 seconds as Nicholson was going to be pulling up on a one-on-one. That's one of those touch fouls. I think Brad Dance would have rather seen that not called and had the chance at Nicholson pulling up for the shot. Nicholson had already beat her and was getting within 15 to 14 feet to ready to pull up for the shot, and then the call was behind the play. Either way, Devils will have the basketball with 2.3 seconds. This is when the time drags out as you have timeout, and all the fun stuff out here. Good job here by the Sophie Classic. We talked about that before the ball game too, that instead of having an hour and 30 minutes between the games, to have an hour and 45 to cover for stuff like this. There's only 10 minutes in between games, which is nice. You keep things rolling. A lot of times at home games, you'll have 15 minutes out here, but you don't give the time of the scoring table or anybody else a chance to get something to eat and use the bathroom. Here we go. 2.3 seconds left. Do not commit a foul on a moving screen or even a charge. Looking at it. Lobs it up. On the short corner. Nicholson. It was a lob down in the corner. Larson came out on her. Chloe was fading away. Tried to take the left-hand shot. It came up just a little short. And we're going to play an extra 4 minutes. That's called overtime. Unless you're Coach Longo, that's called extra time. And then PKs and all that other stuff that soccer has. So we haven't had enough fun here. By the way, we'll remind you, too, that when this is done, the Hardee's 30th and Broadway post-game show, we'll hear from Coach's comments, and that's brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. And then, of course, the Freiburg Insurance Agency player of the game. I'll tell you what, Coach has got the extra time down here on this weekend as we have 2 games. We've already gotten 1 extra period in, actually 4 minutes, half a period. By the way, yesterday I looked at time-wise, and I think Byquist with that ankle had 32-plus minutes. Longcore played 32-plus minutes. A lot of time out there, 2 days in a row. So tied at 54, second day in a row for overtime basketball. Grab your drink, grab your popcorn, your favorite, whatever it is, and settle in for the last 4 minutes. Devils have 5 fouls. Thank you very much. And, of course, 2 shots the rest of the way because those carry over. For the Indians, Indians only have 3 fouls. And here we go, folks. Right to left still for the Devils. Brown's in the center circle. Van Horn as well. Tip goes up once, twice. Larson gets it. Larson's trying to push it right away. Van Horn sets a screen. Byquist comes up, though, sets up man-to-man on Larson. She finds her immediately. Here's a cut in front of the basket. Kraus with the basketball. Adney now. She drives. Left corner. Kraus got ball picked up. Longcore on her. Here's Larson now, 30 feet. Crossover dribble. Pulls up from 16. No good. Tipped out of bounds. Van Horn flew down the lane. Good hustle on the defense on the offensive rebound. Knocks the ball out of bounds. Blue Devil basketball. 3:34 and counting here in the 4th. Actually, the overtime. Man-to-man coming down from the Indians. Played that most of the ball game, if not the whole game. Hamby on the right side. First cutter went through was Longcore. Second one. And then a flash up. Brown got it at the high post. Gave it on a backdoor cut from Nicholson. Chloe used her left hand. Just didn't get up over the iron. Back to the Indians in the half-court set. Both with 1 look in overtime. Adney with the ball. Hamby is on her. Larson comes flying all the way out here into the right corner. Driving to the basket. No good on the shot. I think Adney thought there was going to be contact. Madeline Hamby gets the rebound. Devils with the ball inside 3 minutes. Long pass down to Byquist. Byquist, the reverse layup. No good off the glass. Rebound, Van Horn. Good long pass from the right side down to Hamby. From Hamby to Byquist. Cam went all the way on the weak side. And a good job by moving the defense from the left block to the right. Adney to the basket. She goes up. No good. Ball's tipped around. Jada Brown just looks beat. Cam hustled down. Jada's on the floor. And we've got a jump ball. Jada just looked beat when she was up for that rebound. And the ball scored into the corner. Cam just put it in another gear and saved the ball. Jump ball, alternate possession arrow, goes back to the Devils with 2:27 left. Indians will fall back to half court. Nicholson to bring it down. Left side is Longcore coming down with her. On the low block to the weak side now is Jada Brown. Hamby sets a screen for her. She comes to the strong side. Van Horn on her. Skips over left side. Byquist for 3. Rolls in and out. Nicholson flashed down the lane. Brown was trying to go to the rebound, but Larson was also there. Last touch by Nicholson. So with 2:09 left in the overtime, back over to the Indians. Down here in the right corner, that's Zoe Allison. She snuck in. Left corner is Gooden. Larson has the basketball with the right side. Crossover dribble on Byquist. Lost it, kicks it back out to Van Horn. Van Horn sets up for post. Jada Brown gets in front of her. Zoe Ellison dribbled through the formation. Gave it out to Larson in the left corner, being double-teamed. Hamby comes back to her player. That's Ellison. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Good job by the Devils. Ellison trying to get it out to Larson. Larson does get the ball. Drives, throws it up with the left hand. Scoops good. Larson gets the bucket on that one. Good move as the Devils had it down to less than 5 seconds on the shot clock. Now down by 2, 56-54. Left side Hamby to the high post. Brown goes in strong. Brown off the glass, no good. Being bumped by Van Horn, playing some good defense. Approaching 1 minute left in the game. 1:09. Indians with a 2-point lead, 56-54. Larson's going to back it out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. There's your 1 minute. Allison comes out to the right corner. Left corner goes Gooden. High post. Here comes Van Horn out. She sets a screen on Longcore. Adney had it. Down to 7 on the shot clock again. Goes inside. This time Nicholson steals it. Good job by Chloe. In the back court. Gooden trying to get her. Chloe beats her up the court. Behind the back again in the front court. To the right side. Hamby back out to Brown. Brown starts the drive, gives it to Hamby. Hamby's behind the arc. 28 seconds left, 10 seconds between the shot and the game clock. Longcore starting to play with 23. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Oh, and a pass across court to Adney. She was just waiting for that pass, and she was laying in the weeds there. Devils throw it. Down to 10 seconds. Jada Brown from the top of the key. No good for three. Byquist comes down with a rebound. Byquist and Larson both with the rebound. Instead of giving her a jump ball, they call Byquist for the foul. Same guy, by the way. That's the fourth one on Byquist. She's got 4. Nicholson's got 4. Longcore's got 4. I thought that was just a good rebound there. Actually, that might have been Gooden instead of Adney with that ball. As they foul Larson, wrong person to foul there. But you had to foul somebody. Devils led 54-52 before the last 2 free throws in regulation, sent it to overtime. Devils had not scored in overtime with 4.8 seconds left. Larson's second one is good. 60-54. Devils push it up. We have a timeout, or the officials calling something. It was 3.6 now on the clock. It was 4.6, I think, when we started. Devils got it inbounds. They're not sure if the clock stopped. So they'll come back down here at 4.8, I guess it was. 60-54, Devils are down by 6. It's an impossibility to hit 2 threes in that time. Ball gets inbounded to Longcore, to Nicholson. Nicholson to Brown. Brown down to the right side. Byquist steps up, takes the shot. No good. And in overtime, 1 victory on a Saturday. On a Sunday, it goes the other way as Strafford wins in overtime, 60-54. Devils don't score in the overtime period. 6 points on the other side for the Indians. They had 2 buckets in a row, and then 2 free throws right there at the end. Devils had a couple good looks that rolled out on layups and cuts to the basket, and a lot of it was just looked like, Jada was tired, as she's been the workhorse, banging on big girls. Of course, Deja Scott yesterday. Today it's Tristan Van Horn. So the Devils with a good weekend, learning experience, obviously, as we get to here. Thank you very much. The final stats out here. But that will do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. I would imagine Larson is going to be the MVP of this. 8 3-pointers, but did not get another one after that third quarter. She had a bucket after that. So I believe 34 points here. Kinley Larson. And she was launching them from way out deep out here, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, that will do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. Stick around, though, because in the Hardy's postgame, I'm going to break down the stat sheet. We'll break down the game, and we'll talk to Coach and pick our player of the game from our side. But Kinley Larson definitely deserves it on her side. 8 3-pointers on the day, 34 points, as she scored 34 of the 60 put out there by the Indians. Indians will improve, I believe, right now to 11-5. Both victories down here. They won by 10 against Centralia yesterday, 67-57. So that'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. Your final score in overtime, Strafford Indians 60 and the Quincy High Blue Devils 54. You've been listening to Blue Devil Basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And back at Columbia College, the Sophie Classic We've had a couple thrillers. We got to play an extra 8 minutes, 4 yesterday and 4 today. Devils come away 1-1 on the Sophie. End up 13-6 after the weekend. They'll pick right back up into the second half action, as well as the Western Big Six. Devils, this is all preparation for the postseason, and so key out here. It looked like this. Game started off, Devils got a 5-2 lead after Strafford made the first bucket of the game. Then a 9-point run made it 11-5. At the end of one, 11-8 as Nicholson hit a three-pointer at the end of one. At halftime, Devils were down 29-24. 3 quarters down 45-42, but tied it up in the fourth to send it to overtime again. Yesterday it was 48-48. This one's 54-54. But the Indians just too much. They got opportunities there to score. Devils had a couple good looks there as well. But they played very hard. I'm very proud of the Devils. I'm sure Coach Dance and everybody else should be as well. We'll also be checking on Kate Medemeyer as she went down on a great defensive play, hustling down the court to foul from behind on an easy layup, but then went down immediately with her right knee. And so we'll do a double check on that and make sure that she's doing fine out there. So, all right, let's break down the scoring. Let's first go to Strafford. And they were led by scoring by the MVP here, Kinley Larson. She had 34 points. Trista Van Horn had 13 points, 12 rebounds, so a double-double for her. Then the scoring pretty well falls off. 4 points out of Brooklyn Adney, 4 points out of Lydia Gooden, and 2 points out of Ada Baker. So you take that 34 out there, and that's where all the scoring came from. For the Blue Devils, Jada Brown, 25 points, played solid inside. She had 4 rebounds as well. I think it seemed like more than that. Madeline Hamby had 11 points. She hit those 3-pointers as she had 1 in the first quarter and 1 in the third, and a blue collar in the second quarter as well. Drop down after that, Miley Loncourt had 8, including 2 3-pointers. 6 points out of Chloe Nicholson. Nicholson also with 7 assists, 3 block shots, and 5 steals on the day as well. And that rounds out, we've got Cameron Byquist had 2 points. Also, Kate Medemeyer had 2 points. Mia Ellerfritz was in the game but did not score. For the game, the Quincy High Blue Devils outshot from the field 47% to 33%. Problem is, though, Devils only took 43 shots, and on the other side, 57 shots. Devils made 20 field goals, and on the other side, it was 19. As Coach Dance will be coming up here, and I'll do some more breaking down of the stats here as we talk to Coach. I'm sure he'll be disappointed, but I'll also be pretty happy as the way the team played today, as another great effort out here. And welcome, Coach. I'll tell you, 2 overtimes, 2 days, a lot of work. Jada worked hard. You could tell she was even worn out down here when she was chasing a ball. And it comes down to overtime action. This time we end up losing on here, but a lot of good things happened for us today.
Yeah, I thought the girls played pretty well, especially in the second half. I know they're upset the way it ended, but the game I felt was won and lost in the first quarter when we just didn't play very well, and we got out rebounded by about 15 again today. So I think they had 20 offensive rebounds. Yes,
and in the first half the same way as well. They had we had 25 rebounds. They had 36, so out rebounded by 11. 19 offensive rebounds. I forgot what they had at the half, maybe 10.
Yeah, they had 10 at the half. So we've got to get better at that. That's just going to get the ball, wanting it. We'll keep working at that. But I thought overall for the 2 days, I thought the girls played pretty well. They showed a lot of heart and character, and we moved forward on the offensive end, I thought.
Oh, I thought so too, Coach. And you mentioned those offensive rebounds. That's why they had 57 shots. We had only 43, but we hit one more shot than them. We hit 20. They only hit 19. But from the land of 3, we had 8. They had 9, 8 of them, and she's shooting where Caitlin Clark shoots. Larson is lighting up. First one she hit was in the first. She had 3 in the second and 4 in the third. What I love, though, fourth quarter, you shut them down. She did not hit another 3 and took a couple that were well contested.
Yeah, she was a good player, and she shot the ball well, and we didn't do a great job recognizing that early, and I thought later on we did, but it was a little bit too late at that point.
Well, we talked about it throughout the broadcast, and we've talked about it throughout different games. Our whole season sets up for the postseason, and it also does for the conference. So we come down here, we just saw 2 teams that would battle at the top of our conference. And now this one, they're good. They got Tristan Van Horn, but if we can shut down Larson early in the ball game, but she moves well without the basketball.
Yeah, she does. I mean, they're a good team. They're a good team, well coached. I mean, they would finish right up high in our conference too. I mean, both these teams we played were no slouches this weekend for sure. That's what we need to see, that stuff. So that's good.
Now, we came in with Mike Quist with an ankle injury. She played well. She said she feels great. Hamby bounced back after twisting the ankle. I don't like what happened to Kate Medemeyer. By the way, first of all, that was some great hustle to get down court and to commit the foul, because that was going to be a layup. But she went down right away on that right knee, and the first thing we think of is
yeah. I mean, we'll just see what they find out. I mean, I know her parents are with her now, so
yep. There's not much there, and I must say that was the quietest this gym has been. Even during free throws is quiet. But I did look down, and Strafford did a nice job. I couldn't see your bench. They all held hands down here in a moment. So, again, it's bigger than basketball, and that's what I love. And you see that. You see it with boys basketball, too, but mainly girls basketball. There's a little more camaraderie. And with Sophie and Lindsay out here, Sophie was right down there holding her hands. That was some pretty good stuff.
That was. So, we're just hoping for the best for her. So I'll call their parents and find out what's going on. So
we'll know, of course, and we'll pass it along to everybody else there. You guys will all know first of all, but I'm quite impressed with the way the girls played this weekend. We saw some things out there, and we saw a lot of good cuts to the basket, and we saw a lot of good passes. First of all, Kate threw 2 good passes from about 20 feet, zipped into Jada, who made a great one hand and took it to the hole. And I got to believe, and I got to ask this, because that sweet move that Jada made, the spin move into the basket, looked like an and one.
Yeah.
And the travel.
Yeah. Well, they saw it differently than I did, but I mean, it's one of those things. It was a good move, and she played a good game today. So, I mean, hats off to both teams. I thought they played hard, and they just Strafford executed a little more down the stretch than we did.
Yeah, and really the officiating was good. We questioned maybe that one, but all weekend long, we let them play.
Yeah.
Girls were banging a little bit inside, so that was good as well. Because in these shootouts, one thing you don't want to do is take it out of the girls and the stars' hands and make it an official. So I thought it quite well. We'll look at it. And most officials, just like most coaches and players, they watch film.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll watch that and go, oops, I kind of blew that one.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, thank you very much. We'll look forward to getting back not only at Quincy High, but on the road here and covering the Devils. Doing a great job. Fun weekend out here, and the bonding weekend for the girls over the weekend as well.
Yeah, they enjoyed it. It was good for the team. It was good for everybody. So we'll get back safely, give them tomorrow off, and we'll come back Tuesday and Wednesday in practice and be ready to go Thursday.
Sounds great, Coach. Thanks for your time. And as always, this is brought to you by the QHS Auto Group, faith, family, and giving back. And family is so important. We got a good family here for the Blue Devils.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Have a safe trip back.
All right. Thank you there, Coach. I know the way back, unlike the other guy. and Coach Pettit, I'm sorry about that shot. Thank you, Coach. As here we are. His comments, of course, brought to you by the QHS Auto Group. We'll head out here, and then we'll come back to wrap things up as the Devils move in overtime, but a good weekend, 1-1 on the weekend, overtime for both games. Quincy High Blue Devil Basketball, meccasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QHS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiberg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiberg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
And back at Columbia College for the Sophie Classic. Our last break in the Hardee's post game. We talked to Coach there. Thank you, QHS Auto Group. As I get back in the QHS Mobile, QHS Mecca Mobile, and drive back up 70. If everybody wants to wave at me along the way, as I'll go through all the little towns in there. And now time for the player of the game. I'll tell you what, we had some good looks here. Of course, on the other side, Larson won the player of the game, winning it with 34 points. Jada Brown worked so hard today. She had 25 points. She put an effort out there. It's got to be commended. And so she's going to get a nod, but I'm going to also give Chloe Nicholson the nod as well. Nicholson, only 6 points, only I say, but she had 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 block shots, and 5 steals in 35 minutes and 53 seconds. So she set for 7 seconds and was a workhorse. Right behind her the same way, Jada Brown, 35 minutes and 53 seconds. Same play. Nyquist came off the bench. She played 28 minutes, and Miley Longcore had 34 minutes. So, the main core of our squad was out there for the whole game and working it out there, and they're going to be in good shape for the postseason there. So I've got Jada Brown and Chloe Nicholson, our dual players of the game for today, and a good job by the Lady Blue Devils, the Blue Devil girls, as we say, as they had a great weekend. And we want to thank everybody out there that listened. We enjoyed calling this. I enjoyed calling it. Coach Pettit and I enjoyed it yesterday. And from the radio guy, I love and hopefully made a good call there that you envisioned the fun and the excitement out here. As we get ready to wrap up the Sophie Classic with a couple more games, we're done and we're on the road. Your final here in overtime. Strafford Indians 60, your Quincy High Blue Devils 54, and you've been listening to Blue Devil Basketball right here on megasportsco.com.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
Here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.